Who Heavens on the Go, Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Topic: Hearing from God, Part 2. Memory verse: John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Bible reading: John 10:1-16. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. This parable spake Jesus unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Jesus unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out, and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come, that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. The message. Today's memory verse tells us that anyone who is a sheep in God's pasture should hear his voice frequently. When you hear from God, he will guide you in all your ways. Years ago, during a meeting, some ministers of God had a disagreement on who to vote for between the two major presidential candidates in Nigeria. I was also in the meeting, and I said, Brethren, has God told you that either of them will be president? Did he tell you if there will even be an election, and if the result will be allowed to stand? Has he told you which of the two he wants? I told them, as for me, he hasn't told me yet. I've been asking him who will be president, but he hasn't answered, which means I have probably been asking the wrong question. I'm going to change my question to, will there be an election, and will the result be accepted? Shortly after that meeting, we were having a pastors' conference in RCCG, and I told those present that God finally answered me concerning the elections. He said that one of the candidates will win, but would not be allowed to rule, and this was exactly what happened. Asking God about situations and waiting on Him to speak will help a Christian to live above confusion. One morning, I asked God which route to take to work to avoid being held up in traffic. He said, You are not leaving the house today. I began to quote the Bible to the one who wrote it. Lord, you said that he who will not work should not eat. Your word also says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings and not me men. He insisted. So I said, okay, if they fire me, I'm sure you will provide another job. At that time, I had not listened to the radio, so I didn't know that a military coup had happened. A short while later, there was chaos in a school in front of my house as parents rushed to pick up their children. That was when I put on my radio and heard what had happened. God's voice shielded me from the pandemonium that broke out on the streets. Beloved, train your spirit to hear God's voice by spending time in His presence, studying His word, worshiping, and waiting on Him. His voice will instruct you in the way you should go and protect you from evil. Prayer point. Father, please open my ears to hear you clearly always. Father, please open my ears to hear you clearly always. Bible reading in 1 year, John 9 to 10. Hymn for today, When We Walk with the Lord. The Open Heavens is written by Pastor E.A.Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. God bless you.